Well, you're back on the John Fredericks Media Network and outside the Beltway, and I am your blowtorch of free speech in America, TGIF, baby. Fear the Terps. They're coming. I tell you what, Engineered Tax Services, did you do your taxes yet? You working on them? You want to just throw money away? That's fine. I can't help you. If you want to throw it away like the Democrats do, I can't help you. But if you want to not pay the government what you legitimately don't owe them, then you want to go to Engineered Tax Services. When your taxes are done, you don't get in between you and your accountant or your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, or who's ever doing them, even yourself. Get them all done. You do the H&R Block, whatever. Don't file it. Just send them to Julio's team at Engineered Tax Services because they know every page of the 2 million page tax code. Every one. Every one. They're going to send it to them. They're going to do a review. Costs you nothing. It's free. And then they'll come back to you with one or two things. They'll say, you know what? You're good. You guys did a good job. Cost zero. Benefit, get a better night's sleep. You left no money on the table. Or they're going to come back and say, we found these 1, 2, 3, 4 things that you can take advantage of based on the 2 million page tax code that nobody can read except us because we have professionals to do it. And it's going to save you X dollars, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000, whatever it is. And here it is. And then you just change your tax form, send it to your accountant. They look at it like ours did and said, hey, this is brilliant. Now we saved $15,000, Ann and I. In April, we pay $15,000 less than we would have paid without Julio. This is the biggest no-brainer in the history of the globe. And it costs you nothing. Once done, once you accrue the savings, you pay them 5 to 10%. So let's say it's 10%. We say 15,000, we're going to pay them 1,500. I'll do, like, can I do that every day? I could retire. I mean, it's the biggest no-brainer in history. Here's all you got to do. Text 3 letters. ETS to the number 26786. ETS 26786. You're good to go. Okay, we got Neil McCabe. We got Steve Stern. We're going to have to extend everything. We're running late. Let's go to Neil McCabe, my reporter on the scene. Neil, you're live.
Hey, John. Very good to be with you, sir.
So, Neil, we understand that you reported that Congressman Do-Nothing James Comer is now running for governor of Kentucky. So as governor, he can also do nothing. True or false?
The word here on the Hill is that he's running for governor of Kentucky. But I think that one of the things that's critical about what happened with the deposition of Hillary yesterday and Bill Clinton today in Chappaqua, New York, is that Jim Jordan and Judiciary was not involved. There was a lot of bad blood between those two committees because of the way Jim Jordan, behind Comer's back, cut a separate piece with Hunter Biden so that his testimony wasn't basically the testimony arrangement that was negotiated between Abby Lowell, who is Hunter Biden's attorney, and Comer was basically undermined by Jordan. And so Jordan was very active. You think back a year ago, Jordan was very active working with Comer. There was almost like House Oversight and Judiciary were working together. And Comer and his staff, I know you just knocked Comer, but Comer and his staff were really frustrated because they felt that Jordan and his people were the ones who were sort of balling them up. And so we'll see how it plays out.
Okay, but the bottom line is, what was accomplished with this thing yesterday? I mean, it's just a waste of time to me. Like, nothing is accomplished, no arrest, nobody ever does anything here. Neil, I mean, that's why the base is so frustrated.
Right. And so, the House Oversight can do whatever they want, right? They have, the whole world is their jurisdiction. But what they did do was they did put Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton back in the news, connecting with Epstein, and at least creating some balance with the Epstein files, because a lot of Americans, they think that they think that Donald Trump and Epstein were pals and they were doing all this stuff together. That's what's been pushed by the mainstream media, and this sort of it tips the scales a little bit to show that Epstein was a Democrat working with the Clintons and all these other people. I'm not saying it'll change the price of eggs, but, it was political theater, and we get our butts kicked every day in political theater. And so it was nice to see them take a hit once in a while.
Unbelievable. I just, but what does it do? Like nothing. I mean, the frustration here, Neil, is it's just talk, 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 and nothing ever happens. No arrests, nothing. There's no accountability for anybody on their side ever. And you look at all the things they did. Now you look at this Fannie Willis thing. She was negotiating with the Biden DOJ in order to jail President Trump. She was in direct contact with him. That violates everything we possibly know. Nothing there.
Now they gave her $2 million. They gave her $2 million to go after Trump. It was a grant that was given directly to her, not her office. But, whatever. I think the real problem, John, is not the House. The House Republicans love Trump, and they've passed, I'm not saying they've passed everything I want, but they've passed what they have to pass. The Senate Republicans is where the nub is. And so you have a guy, Thune, who's supposed to be doing the job. He has his deputy whips, right? The guys who are supposed to help him get Trump's agenda passed. Who are deputy whips? Tom Tillis, Todd Young. I mean, come on. McConnell is sitting on the SAVE Act in the Senate Rules Committee. But the truth is, they say, well, McConnell's holding it up. The majority leader of the United States Senate has the prerogative to call any bill to the Senate floor for a vote at any time. You don't need committees. You don't need anything. If Thune walks into the Senate floor and says, right now we're voting on the SAVE Act, it happens. And so it's all hoo-ha-ha. It's like the Senate Republicans are blocking Trump just like they did in Trump 45. And if we can break the loggerhead of the Senate Republicans, everything flows. The House will flow, and the administration will feel like it has a long leash again.
But they won't do it. They got 30 votes. They got 30 out of 57 votes to pass the filibuster, to get rid of the cloture rule and go to a talking filibuster. I heard they got 30 votes. That is, it's just about over half. 30 out of 57. I'm sorry, out of 53. It's just unfathomable to me.
Well, look what we saw in the 22 midterms, right? That was a case study in how the Republican leadership, the staffers, and the consultants basically kneecapped MAGA candidates in the general because they do not want MAGA to win. And so this is just playing out. The Senate Republicans and that crew here in Washington, they would rather work with Democrats than give the working people that Trump represents a fair shake.
Neil McCabe, you nailed it. Thank you for coming on scene today. Sorry we were a little bit behind. You had another commitment there, but want to thank you, Neil. People want to follow you. Where do they go?
John, you can find me at Reporter McCabe on all the socials.
All right. Neil, see you soon. Thank you.
All right,
Joining us now, let's